Subscribe to Echo Tales for more gripping stories. It began as a celebration, a triumph for Emily, my wife. She'd just sealed an enormous deal at her firm, and I, her supportive husband, was invited to the office dinner, ostensibly to meet her colleagues. Corporate gatherings weren't my scene, but I owed her this. She had stood by my fledgling business during its toughest times, and now it was my turn to return the favor, to be her steadfast anchor in her moment of glory. The restaurant's private room pulsed with a vibrant energy, the tinkling of champagne glasses, the rich hum of laughter, and colleagues leaning a little too close, their voices amplified by expensive wine. Emily, radiant and utterly captivating, commanded the room, a dazzling star at its very center. I watched, a quiet pride swelling in my chest, until my gaze snagged on her boss, David. He watched her with an unsettling possessiveness, his smile lingering a beat too long, his hand brushing hers with an insouciance that tightened my gut. I swallowed my unease, forcing a polite smile to mask the rising storm within. Dinner progressed. The jokes grew louder, the drinking more uninhibited, the laughter tipping precariously towards disrespect. Emily, ever the magnetic presence, remained at the heart of it all. Then it happened. Someone tossed out a quip about marrying for money. David, her boss, chuckled. "So, Emily," he drawled, his eyes glinting, "what made you settle down so young? Love or strategy?" The table erupted in laughter. Emily, her smirk a practiced reflex, twirled her wineglass. "Oh, I only married him for his stability," she declared, her words light, casual, yet they landed in my chest like a physical blow. The room roared with careless amusement, David's head thrown back in a booming laughter. For a fleeting instant, our eyes met. In that fraction of a second, I saw the dawning realization in hers, the belated understanding that her joke wasn't harmless, that it had sliced through me. I offered a faint smile, a mask of calm over the tempest raging within. I didn't speak another word all night. I laughed when they laughed, nodded when addressed, meticulously playing the role of the stable husband she had so carelessly reduced me to. When the party finally wound down, I kissed her cheek in front of everyone, thanked David for the invitation, and made my early exit. Emily stayed behind, promising to catch up. That night I drove straight to my office, an empty, quiet sanctuary, just the way I liked it. I stared at my company's logo on the wall, the logo she never asked about anymore, the one she implicitly assumed represented mere stability. The word stability echoed in my mind, first as an insult, then, with startling clarity, as a revelation. If stability was what she wanted, I would show her its true, unyielding definition. The following week, I extended an invitation to Emily and her entire firm for a business partnership dinner. She found it amusing, almost cute, that my small, once struggling company now sought collaboration with her prestigious firm. "You're really moving up," she had said, her smirk laced with playful condescension. "Yeah, something like that," I had replied, my own smile enigmatic. We arrived at the downtown hotel ballroom. The event was lavish. Catered dinner, professional lighting, even a grand banner proudly announcing, "Welcome, Sterling and Company, new corporate partners." That's when it clicked for her. Sterling and Company. That was her boss's firm. Her eyes blinked, confusion clouding them as she frantically searched for me amidst the elaborate setup. I greeted guests, shook hands, then strode to the stage when it was time for my speech. "Good evening, everyone. Tonight marks the start of a new partnership, one that will redefine both our companies' futures." My eyes found David's. "I'm proud to officially welcome Sterling and Company into our corporate family as a subsidiary of the company I founded 10 years ago." A collective gasp rippled through the room. David's jaw dropped. Emily went stark white. "We've been finalizing this acquisition for months, and tonight it's official." Cautious applause began, then swelled into a thunderous roar as the full weight of the announcement settled upon them. Emily looked like she couldn't breathe, trapped in a grotesque tableau.
Her boss, the very man who had so readily guffawed at her joke, now found himself reporting to her stable husband. After the speech, I approached Emily and David at their table. "David," I said, extending my hand, which he took, trembling, "I look forward to working closely with you. And please make sure my wife isn't overworked. She's earned some stability." The jab was soft, almost imperceptible, yet lethally precise. David chuckled nervously, his gaze skittering away from mine. Emily merely stared, her lips quivering, her pride visibly disintegrating before everyone. I turned and walked away, leaving her stranded amidst the very people who had once laughed at my expense. That night she returned home in an unnerving silence. She didn't speak as I poured myself a drink, didn't meet my eyes as I slowly loosened my tie. Finally, her voice a fragile whisper, she asked, "Why didn't you tell me you were buying a company?" I looked at her, a long, appraising gaze. "Because you were too busy joking about stability to see the man behind it." Her eyes welled with tears. "I didn't mean it like that," she murmured, her voice thick with regret. I offered a faint, almost pitying smile. "You did, and that's okay. It reminded me exactly who I'm married to." Over the next few months, the dynamic between us and within her office shifted dramatically. Her boss, David, avoided her. Her coworkers treated her with a new guarded deference. She stopped casually injecting my name into conversations. She became quiet, humbled, and strangely, unnervingly attentive. One evening, she attempted a proper apology, her voice shaking, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know what came over me. I was trying to impress them. I didn't mean to make you feel small." I looked at her, the last vestiges of my anger cooling into something far colder, a detached clarity. "I didn't make you feel small," I said softly, my voice devoid of emotion. "You just reminded me to stop living beneath people who think belittling others makes them bigger." She cried harder, reaching for my hand, but I offered no comfort this time. I stood, picked up my jacket, and said quietly, "Some things don't need arguments, just perspective." Then I left the house, not in anger, not in heartbreak, but in a profound, liberating peace. By the time the divorce papers were signed, Emily was a shadow of the woman who had smirked at my expense. Her boss now avoided eye contact in the meeting room, reporting to one of my managers. And I had never felt lighter. Because the best revenge isn't loud, it's calm, it's calculated, and it's silent. And the echo of their own laughter haunts them long after you've walked away.